Hey, this is AJ. Welcome back to the Handyman process. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to install a FLEXIMOUNTS 4-foot by 8-foot garage storage rack. I install a lot of different racks at different customers' houses, and this is kind of my favorite one because how easy it is to put together. So I got one here today. I figured I would show you how to put it together, what it looks like, and walk you through the process. So stay tuned. All right, so here's the package here. I just rolled it in here in a hand truck. And I'm going to be putting it somewhere up there. I'm not sure the orientation yet, but I'm going to walk you through kind of some of the tools that I use to put it together, why I use those different tools. I'll put all the links to everything I'm explaining down in the description box below. All right, so I've unboxed everything. Everything comes neatly packaged. It's high quality stuff. Then the next thing I like to do is I like to lay it out so that the homeowner can kind of see the orientation, right? So you can, imagine that going up there. When you install these things, there's basically two things to take into consideration, and I'll show you the instructions here real quick. You can either install them parallel to the joist, the ceiling joist, or you can install them perpendicular. And what you're going to do depends on the layout of your ceiling. So in this case, my joists are kind of going that way. So if I install it going that way, it's parallel, and if I install it the other way, it's kind of perpendicular. So this is one layout. I'll come out here. I'll have the homeowner kind of come out and say, "Is this where you want it?" Not every time can you lay this out. It depends on the space in the garage. The nice thing about this particular overhead rack is if you install a lot of these sections here come in small pieces. They're fiddly. You got to put them together. This is all kind of pre-assembled. So that's one of the things I like about this particular one. All right, so I talked to the homeowner. They want this layout. They just want to kind of push back a little further. So I'm going to move some of that stuff out of the way and get started. So what I'm using here is a magnetic stud finder to get the location of the studs. In this case, I'm just kind of working my way out the back there and marking all the studs. I'm using tape and I'm using a marker to kind of mark out all the different locations. The nice thing about this magnetic stud finder is it sticks to the ceiling as I'm working, so I can leave it there while I put my tape up and mark it out. Okay, so you saw me up there measuring out in between the floor, the joist and the ceiling. So I was going through there and I was using a magnetic stud thing called stud finder. You can use any kind of stud finder you want. I like these because they stick to the wall. What they're doing is they're finding the nails or the fasteners in the drywall and they're sticking to it. So you can kind of slide it back and forth and find out where the joists are. So I'll put a link to this in the video as well. But I ran into one issue when I was installing it. As I was going across marking the joist out, I marked them all out, I taped them. Then I went to go put up the template over that, and I realized the template was a little bit too short. So the template and the steel that comes with this is made for modern day homes, the standard building code. So the standard building code for modern day homes right now is those joists have to be either 12 inches or 24 inches. So the 26-inch pieces that they provide for you will cover that gap. In my case, I'm like 27 inches. It's a little bit odd. So I have two choices here, right? I can return this kit and try to find something different, or I can go to the hardware store and I can buy, in this case, it's 14 gauge steel, heavy duty angle iron at 8-foot lengths. And then now what I can do is I can come up here and I can span that whole gap. And that's what I'm going to do. So I'll just modify it slightly. This happens again, like in old homes. So as long as I'm distributing that load across the different joists, it's going to work fine. What I'm doing here is I'm pre-drilling holes into the joist and putting the lag bolts in to hold up this angle iron. I'm used to working by myself, so I have different tricks and techniques that I use to do kind of one-handed work on ladders. But I recommend, if this is your first time, that you have somebody else kind of holding the other piece as you go along and do this step. All right, so your next step, you're going to take these vertical brackets. They come in different pieces. They call this the L-shaped piece, as you can see that, and then this is just a regular angle iron piece. So what you want to do is you want to kind of see how far down you want your rack to be. So I'm just going to go back up on the ladder. I basically want mine to be above the refrigerator here a little bit. So I'm going to come down here, kind of measure it, and probably right around there is what I want. So I'm going to take that, I'm going to come back down, and then I'm going to grab the hardware that they have here. It's basically just a a nut and a bolt here that I'm just gonna essentially put it through there. Take it comes with tools. It comes with these tools here, or you could just use the same impact wrench you were using to put the lug nuts or the lag bolts into the top there. But essentially, it's pretty simple. You're gonna get your layout. You're gonna screw it together. Once that's done, it's gonna look like this. I have my 2 screws and my 2 nuts in there. I'm gonna do that 4 times for the different assemblies. So here you're basically just going to follow the instructions and screw these things together. Just make sure that all the pieces are the same length. Next step is to get back up in a ladder and install the vertical pieces from the angle iron that you installed in the previous step. Okay, so now I have all the vertical pieces up there. You just saw that video. You may have noticed I did end up shifting the angle iron. I didn't re-record it, but it was a little bit too close to the shelf for me. So I just took them down, shifted it over a few holes, and then put it back up. And then the vertical pieces kind of are just straightforward. They just snap in there. Important thing to do is make sure that they're the long ones are 8 feet apart, and then the middle one's right at 48 inches. So next we have the assembly of the bottom part here. So what you want to do is you want to take all the pieces, turn them upside down, and then there's going to be slots that you can screw these things in and out of. It's kind of foolproof. It doesn't matter which way you line it up. You're just going to put the screws through here, screw them together in one big piece, and then there are side pieces that will go there to connect everything. So I'll put on another time lapse for you. So for this step, basically just follow the instructions. You may have to push or pull up on some of the pieces to get the holes to line up. This is another step I recommend if you have somebody to help you out with this. In this case, I didn't have it, so I had rested it on the fridge there and then lifted it up. Once you kind of get it up into place, it kind of sits in the bottom of those vertical brackets that were installed earlier. Then it's just a matter of going around and installing the bolts. All right, so there you have it. It's all installed. I ended up getting rained out a little bit. I had to bring a bunch of stuff back into the garage here, so I had to take a break for a little bit, but kind of came back. It's sitting nicely. Homeowner's going to load it up here pretty shortly. The only issues I really ran into is once you get everything lined up, you got to maybe push and pull a little bit to get some of the screws to go in, but that's kind of to be expected with all the stuff that's going on. So just be patient. If the screw's not going in, just make sure you're pushing up. Basically look through the hole, make sure it's lined up completely. But for the money you pay for this thing and how big and sturdy it is, I highly recommend it. So if you're looking for a garage storage solution, the FLEXIMOUNTS, this is the 4x8, is an ideal thing. So go ahead and check them out if you haven't seen them. So as soon as it was installed, the homeowner went right to work filling it up. As you can see, it holds a ton of stuff.